What is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. I like to start this channel off with something pretty special to me. Over 2018, I've been able to travel to 10 countries for almost completely free. I got to experience meeting new people, new cultures, new food, and had some of the best times of my life. In all doing this, I was able to cut my cost almost to zero by acquiring miles with airlines, miles with programs and affiliate programs, and able to build that up to start this adventure. The inspiration of this video is to give my experience, what I did step by step to be able to go on this type of adventure. Now, I'm definitely not saying this is the only way to do it, and I'm definitely not saying that this is the best way to do it. Looking back, there's things I actually would have done different, and I like to hear what you may have done to share similar experience or do your travels. Countries I got to fly to for free were Colombia, Germany, Czech Republic, Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, Austria, Cuba, France, and Spain. Twice in Spain. I want to walk you through step by step how I did this. Again, I'm not telling you that I have the best way. I'm not telling you this is the only way. You can mix it up and do what's comfortable with you. First thing I did to start this was got into credit card rewards points. I know what people think, oh my gosh, these credit cards are so scary, they're so terrifying. Go ahead, click this video here as I walk you through why I have so many credit cards and how to use them responsibly and let them actually affect your credit in a positive way. So the first credit card I went with and ended up picking was the Chase Sapphire Preferred. I probably would have done that different now. The reason I went with this was the high bonus of 50,000 points for spending $4,000 within 90 days. In doing that spend, I was able to actually use it for mortgage, rent, taxes, car loan, insurance, all that type of good stuff. So you're not overextending yourself and buying things you wouldn't normally buy and that you shouldn't buy because you can't afford to pay it back. The next card I went with on that list was the Chase Business Ink card. Now the Chase Business Ink card for up until the last few months was 100% a keeper card, even though it had a $95 annual fee. This card offered an 80,000 point reward bonus after spending $5,000 within the first 90 days. Again, how I was able to do this was buying things that I normally would have purchased anyway. Now, as a local business owner, it's a bit easier for me to hit those spend requirements because I do need to buy certain supply and ads for my business. So again, this might not affect you directly, but don't let that deter you from getting the Chase Business Ink card. You don't even need an EIN number to have a business credit card. If you simply apply for that card as a sole proprietorship, because maybe you made $2,000 selling a few things on eBay, or you made a few $100s at garage sales buying and selling, you technically have a business and you can apply for this card for sure. The next card I went with was the American Express Platinum card. Now, the American Express Platinum card actually scared me at first. I saw that $550 fee, and just like you, I said, why would I spend $550 for a little piece of plastic? It's kind of metal though. If you're getting positive value for something, I mean, if I'm getting $1,000 out of that card and it only costs me $550, why not? Worst case scenario, at the end of your card, if you realize, hey, the annual fee's approaching, this isn't worth me keeping it, you downgrade it to another card from that bank with no annual fee. That way it will not hurt your credit. The American Express Platinum offer I got was 125,000 points to spend $3,000 in minimum spend. Now, originally, that card was 100,000. When I started Googling, I found somebody else who received 125,000. I gave American Express a call. I told them, hey, listen, I'm telling you, I got this 125 bonus. I lost it. I don't know where it is. Can you honor it? And they did it. I don't know if that'll work every time, but definitely give it a shot. It won't hurt. So now I was spending $550 a year. I was super stressed about it. However, you got a $200 travel credit along with $200 worth of Uber credits. On top of that, you're getting other credits such as $100 Saks credit, little bonuses throughout the year. So really, the card not only pays for itself, you're definitely getting more value back. After that, I received a targeted offer from American Express for another Platinum card. However, this was the business card. Again, please see the video here. It'll go through why I got these cards. With the American Express business card, this was $150,000 sign-up bonus for $450 in spend. Now, you didn't get the Uber credit, you did not get the Saks on Fifth Avenue credit, but I did get my $200 travel credit, in which you can use twice in the first 12 months. So really long term, that card is definitely a keeper. The next one I received was another American Express Gold card. This was $2,000 in spend for 50,000 reward points. The current offer is only 40,000. I'll link it down below, but if you can find a better one, definitely take it. Next was the Chase United card. After I've done a little bit more research, you have to learn credit card rules. What is Chase 524, the 524 rule? Chase will automatically deny an application on these cards here. You've had 5 other cards open within the last 24 months. Now, I was just cutting it close there, so I wanted to make sure I got my bang for my buck and got another card that would be falling 524. I went with the Chase United Explorer card. At the time, it was offering a 60,000 bonus, and I believe the spend was 5,000. Unfortunately, I can't find that offer. I don't know if it was $3,000 or $5,000, but it was definitely either or. In addition to that, if you add an authorized user, you got an extra 10,000 points, so which put me at 70,000 points with United. Now that I was getting all my points built up, I was learning more and more every single day on how to use these points, where to transfer these points. I noticed there was a gap. Living in South Florida, I usually fly out of Miami, and most of my flights go up and down the East Coast, usually to New York. When I'm flying to New York, I definitely like American Airlines. The problem with American Airlines is they don't have many partnered programs for transfers. They do have co-branded cards, but no direct transfers as, for example, American Express, you can send to British Airways, Chase, you could send to British Airways, etc., etc. So I got a targeted offer from Citibank for a gold card that offered 65,000 American Airline points for only $2,000 in minimum spend, 90 days. Along with that, they offered 18 months interest-free. Remember, pay your cards off in full. The very same day, I applied for another card from Barclays, the Aviator Red card. There was no minimum spend with this. All you had to do was pay $90, one charge, and you were able to get 60,000 American Airline points. Now, I do understand, yeah, you're paying $90 that you have to pay up front. There's no waived annual fee or anything like that. But essentially, if you look at those points from just a 1 cent to 1 point ratio, which I value it much more, that's $600 right there. So essentially you're paying $99 to get $600 in return. That's a no-brainer. Shortly after that, I got a letter from them with the same version of the card, only for businesses. I went with the same exact card. It offered 70,000 American Airline points with the same catch. You pay $99, one charge. You could go buy, gas or some food somewhere, and you automatically hit that spend requirement. Those are cards I'll most likely drop. They don't bring you expected value back. That's okay to me. I paid $200 to get, a few $1,000s in value. Jeez, I got a lot of credit cards. So between all that, it put me at 490,000 American Express points, 200,000 Chase points, including the United card, and 185,000 American Airline points. Now that's also just going off bonuses, not counting the spending and not counting the spending I've done even after the bonus. So yeah, I do realize that's not the most sustainable system. One of the things I found that really helped cranking out more miles to where I was getting more than expected value was joining frequent flyer dining programs. In doing that, I was able to get 5 American Airline points. On top of that, getting my 2 to 4% dining point category on whichever credit card I used. And on top of that, the restaurants that are also under the rewards network that get these airline miles are also usually on Yelp. With the Yelp program, you get 5 to 7% cash back on top of that. So I was getting anywhere between 12 to 14% off all of my meals. That's even if you just evaluate it at a 1 cent value per point. I know that may not sound like a lot, but it definitely added up quite a bit. In 2018, I got nearly 10,000 Delta points and nearly 6,000 American Airline points, just strictly off subscribing to these dining programs, in which I'll show you here. Another really awesome feature is to go through your frequent flyer shopping portal. Through the shopping portal, you're able to buy whatever retail store they have online at a mile rate. Meaning if something's $100 and they're offering, 3 miles per dollar spent, you're getting 300 miles back. If something's cheaper on Amazon, definitely buy it that way. You really have to weigh out where it's worth it, where you're getting more back. It's definitely worth the research. If you're the type of person that spends crazy money on the holidays on gifts, that was definitely the time to do it. I mean, there were retail stores that were going up to nearly 12-13% or 12-13 points per dollar spent. So if you were to spend, you know, even $1,000 and have 13,000 miles, that's an easy one-way domestic trip, sometimes even a one-way international trip somewhere. So guys, if you found this video helpful or useful, please go ahead, subscribe, hit that like button. So write a comment on what type of videos you'd like to see in the future and what type of recommendations or experiences you've had. Getting started out with these miles, the first 2 cards I would definitely recommend with American Express are going to be for sure the Gold Card. With the American Express Gold Card, there is an offer going on for 40,000 membership points after spending $2,000 in the first 90 days. I'll put a link in the description below. Along with that is definitely the American Express Everyday Card. Again, this is going to be a little bit different than the Gold Card as it's a credit card. However, the promotion that they have is earning 15,000 points for $1,000 in spend in the first 3 months. Also, the offer I've seen has been no interest for 15 months, so I'll put a link in the description below. If you do come across a link or another offer that gives you high rewards or lower spending requirements that fit you a little bit more, definitely take them. But I'd greatly appreciate if you could like, subscribe, leave a comment for any future recommendations of videos or anything you'd like to see. Thanks a lot, guys.